Can the weather be manipulated to fight climate change? The European Commission wants to have this debate at the highest international level as it looks at the risks of so-called climate engineering, a tested technology still under development that could help to cool the planet.
We note that geoengineering is discussed and explored in several parts of the world, and that it is considered by some as a potential future response to climate change. This is an issue with global implications and considerable risks. Nobody should be conducting experiments alone with our shared planet.
But what exactly is climate engineering, also known as geoengineering, and how can it manipulate the weather? Researchers are already working on several types of technologies that they think could lower temperatures. One is called stratospheric aerosol injection. That means airplanes releasing tiny particles that reflect light back. But according to some experts, hundreds or even thousands of specialized planes working for years would be needed. And then there's marine cloud brightening, an attempt to increase the reflectivity of low clouds with the help of aerosol particles released from boats. There are doubts though. An important part of the scientific community is critical of these technologies. 400 scientists have sent an open letter expressing their concerns, and among them Frank Bierman, an expert in global governance at Utrecht University.
These uncertainties cannot go away by research, because in the end, the final impact of these technologies you will only know when you try it out at the planetary scale. You can't really get rid of all the uncertainties by experiments in the lab. And also small-scale outdoor experiments cannot really tell you the full story. They cannot tell you really what are the risks that are that might reveal themselves only when you deploy these technologies at planetary scale over many years. Social scientists are really concerned about the geopolitical risk. What happens if some countries do it alone?
The group of scientists, largely in the USA, are advancing these ideas. But the European Commission believes the topic should be discussed at the highest international level to decide if and which kind of regulation is needed.
What if you could fire a laser at the sky and make it rain? Oh, that sounds more interesting. Dave Malkoff explains.
Just another stormy, wet afternoon in central Florida. But what if you could pick up all this rain and move it where it's needed? Texas or California? What if a laser could start the rain?
So you can almost use it to set it off.
Matt Mills got into lasers as a kid.
It's just innately cool.
Now he's part of a team of scientists and military backers on the cutting edge of a new technology, making lasers powerful enough to reach up here into the sky where a thunderstorm is just about to start. In the near future, a push-button storm starter could be a real thing.
Just imagining this situation. If there was a rain cloud that was going to pass over an area of drought and not rain, you could, theoretically induce the rain and get the rain where it's needed.
That storm starter isn't the laser beam itself, but rather a popping energy that comes off of much higher power beams than this one. The problem is those pops have always had trouble getting into the sky. Now Matt has discovered a way to get the laser to pop all the way in the clouds. In theory, that's what starts a storm. We created a cloud of our own behind Matt's lab. A few months ago, Matt's colleagues in Arizona got this working experimentally. The next step is to get it to work in the sky.
Particles in the air are rubbing together, forming static electricity, and the conditions are now right, and they just need to be triggered now.
Does this concern you that you may be messing with Mother Nature and doing something that you don't completely understand up here in the cloud?
I mean, I suppose that's always a danger, but we're not even near to the case where it could be dangerous yet, so not too much.
It's almost like an on-off switch for a thunderstorm.
That's the idea behind it.
Right here in the cloud.
Yep.
In Orlando, Dave Malkoff, The Weather Channel.
Absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And it could change a lot of things, like these areas of drought that we're watching in the West, if it actually worked. All right, let's move on to sports.
That was amazing. I saw those lasers at a cabaret in Tampa. It made it rain there, too. But this morning, I'm going to start...